Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I have learned as I have grown into the person that I am today. And it is Saturday night, and I am pre-filming this video for Sunday because I have a true crime book club, not just any, but the true crime book club that I run with my good Judy Mel. We have that at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm pre-filming some videos tonight so I can relax tomorrow and just kind of hang out after that. So I brought the 3 meditation books with me, and I thought I would just read from the Sunday's meditations, which is the 7th. So let's get into A Year of Positive Thinking by Cindy Spiegel, Daily Inspiration, Wisdom, and Courage. Let's see what it has to say. Are you guys ready? Are you ready? Okay, I'm ready. Let's see, February 7th. A broken heart and shining light. Inevitably, your heart will break into a million pieces, possibly more than once, but you will be okay. You will experience loss, grief, heartache, and eventually solace. But first, allow yourself to feel the full scope of what you feel. You don't want to hide behind a hardened heart and a darkened soul forever. When you decide to surrender, you will let in the sunlight, and once you do, you will reflect that light back into your heart and then out into the world. I love this meditation so much, you know. I have to tell you, one of the most powerful things that has happened as a result of this channel is there have been a few moments on here that I have just literally looked into the camera and said, whoever you are out there that needs to hear this, you're going to be okay. And every time I say that, I cannot tell you how many times I get messages from people that they're like, I don't know why you chose to say it that day or what happened, but I needed to hear that day. So whoever you are out there, whatever you're going through, whatever emotion you're stuck in right now that you can't move, through, or whatever tragedy in your life that you're stuck in, you're gonna be okay. There's gonna be a day that you look back on today and you think, wow, I'm stronger than I thought I was. I didn't ever realize that there were gonna be better days ahead, And I think that even though I still have hard days today, I was saying this in a cameo the other day that I did to somebody, it's like, I think because I get on here and I share these meditations and I laugh in my other channels and flip fans and all that kind of stuff, that I think people have this idea that I'm like really just positive and happy from the moment that I get up in the morning. And the reality is, most days I am. Most days that I get up, because I've worked so hard on it, that I do find a sense of gratitude from the point that I wake up. But there are moments, there are days, some days in a row, where I just am lacking complete motivation, that I feel rather sad, I feel down. There was a period not too long ago, I was talking about this on my vlog, it was like 3 or 4 days in a row, that I would get up and I just had no motivation. I literally just wanted to lay in bed all day long and not do anything. And there was no cause to it. I'm not somebody that suffers from depression. Which, if you are a person that suffers from depression out there, 80%, I think I heard a statistic recently that 80% of society suffers from some form of depression. It's a clinical term, okay? It's not like when we sit there and we say, I feel depressed, I feel depressed. One of the reasons why I try to say in my videos, I'm sad or I'm down or I'm lacking motivation is because I do not want to take away from those hundreds of thousands and millions of people out there that suffer from clinical depression. It is a real thing. I lived with it with my mother who had clinical depression, and I have lots of friends of mine that suffer from clinical depression. And if you are one of those people out there, please seek some professional help. Find somebody to talk to, and get evaluated if you feel like you need to do that. I can't say today, I'm not saying that down the road that won't happen, but today I don't feel that I suffer from any kind of depression. That being said, I still have really down days. I have days that I wake up and for no good reason, I just feel like I don't want to do anything. And it's not just like I feel lazy. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. It's like, I will say one thing is that when I was younger, I didn't really believe in seasonal affect disorder, which back in the day, they called it seasonal depression. And my mom would say, when you get older, trust me, you'll realize that it's kind of like as you age, something that happens. Not that younger people can't have it, because they definitely can. But when I was younger, it would snow and I'd be like, oh, it's so beautiful. And I still think that, I was just outside in the snow with my dogs and stuff, and I still think it's beautiful, My best friend and I, we went to the Meijer tonight, and we went grocery shopping and stuff, and we came outside, and it was snowing everywhere. I was like, Tanya, look, it's so pretty. And that's true, but like when you wake up every day and it's gray outside and it's dark outside and you're just like, oh, another day to trudge through, work or whatever errands you have to do for the day, or, you get up and it's like on your day off, you want to be really excited about doing something. You look outside and it's gray and it's dark and you're just like, I don't know, and it matches kind of your mood, if that makes sense. It's really hard to get motivated, I know for me, and I'm taking aside the depression part. This is not about people that suffer from depression, but for me, just somebody that there are times that I lack motivation. There are days that I wake up that I'm like, you better get into that gratitude list, or there are days that I wake up that I think to myself, you need to look at today as a gift. You need to look at your life as a gift, because you need to pull yourself out of this and start your day over, or you're going to be negative throughout the entire day. You're going to affect the people that you love, and you're wasting a day. I feel like I'm wasting a day when I do that. Not just because I'm not productive, but because I go through the whole day just being kind of negative and sad and down. I think there's a time and a place to be sad. I do. I think it's important for us to feel our emotions, I think without sadness, there is no happiness. But I don't want to live in a state of sadness all the time. I don't. I want to remember the people in my life. If I didn't get sad from time to time, I wouldn't be a normal human being. I think that that's okay. We don't have to be happy all the time. So what I want you to know is, if you're out there and you're like, well, I come to Peter's meditations and he just seems so positive and so happy all the time. It's not an act. It's work. I have to work through that. I have to call my sponsor on those days and say, I'm not feeling very good today, And she typically will say, well, what's going on with you? I'll tell her and she'll say, well, let's see if we can figure out some ways to get out of that. Like, let's see if we can find some gratitude in what you do have today. And, where do you think this is stemming from? And, or I'll tell my husband and I'll say, God, I'm just kind of down today, And some days we're down together and we lean on each other. And some days I just have to put one foot in front of the other. Some days it's as simple as taking a shower, doing my hair, and putting on a new outfit, like a clean outfit, spraying myself with some cologne and walking out the door and actually getting a cup of coffee and saying, I'm going to be a participant in my life today. I'm not going to just be an observer. I'm not going to be a complainer. I'm going to be a participant in my own life. And that has typically been the journey that has gotten to me to the point of being okay. There was a period where I went through a very hard breakup in my life, and it was after my first boyfriend, and it was my first long-term relationship that I had. And after I got out of that relationship, I didn't feel like I could move on. Like, I really didn't, that I could move through this pain and that I could have other things in my life. I just really never thought, I couldn't visualize a day where things were going to be good. I just couldn't. And my friends would say to me, you had good times before, you're going to have good times again, and I just couldn't see it. I literally could not see it, right? It's like, I use this analogy. It's like when you're driving down the road and you're on a road trip, right? And you see this storm, and it's like these really dark clouds, and you see this storm ahead of you, right? And you're like, white knuckling it through this storm because you're like, I don't think that I'm going to be able to make it through this storm. Well, I felt at that time, and I have felt at times in my life before, like when my mom passed away and other periods in my life, that like the storm kept on moving with me. It was like I couldn't move away from the storm. It was always over my head. I felt like that all the time, right? But there have been other times when I have kept on white knuckling it through that, putting one foot in front of the other, utilizing the tools in my toolbox that I have, calling my sponsor, reading meditation books that like lift up my spirits, prayer is something that really works for me, that I believe in prayer, positive affirmations, all of that. Even just like I said, just getting a healthy meal, taking a shower, and taking care of myself, treating myself like a human being, reaching out to somebody, getting out of my head and being of service to somebody else. That is super powerful to me today. It's hard for me to be focused on my own misery when I'm helping somebody else with theirs. So, all of those things, I would do it. And what I would realize one day is that all of a sudden I would wake up and it's like, this is what just happened to me a couple weeks ago. It's like I woke up one day and it's just like I felt better. And I didn't know where it came from, And I look back at that and I realize, I wish I had known in that moment, you're going to be okay. Because had I known that, had I believed it, that's what faith is about, I think. Not just faith in a higher power, not just faith in religiosity, but faith in yourself, faith in your life, that there are going to be better times ahead, because there are going to be better times ahead. You're going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. We're all going to be okay. There's going to be a day, if you're going through something right now in your near future, that you wake up and you feel a little bit better than you did the day before, and the next day, a little bit better, and a little bit better, until you're back on your feet and you look back and you go, that was bad, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was, you know? And then the next time you're going through tough times and you're going through hard, you know, out there swimming in the treacherous waters again, you know, what you'll say is, well, I made it through the last time and I can make it through this time. Because you can. So anyway, these little dogs down here that you can't see, but they're all, what, Boo Radley? You wanting kisses, aren't you? And Tucker's down there. They're wanting a lot of attention, so I'm going to get off here now. And I hope you guys have an amazing Sunday. And don't ever forget, whatever you're going through right now, at some point in the near future, you're going to be okay. I love you.